Hey, what's up guys, Just Boosters here and welcome back to another One Piece video. Almost back to back Smoker videos on the channel, one small break because of Moria, but PRB02 is about to release this weekend if I'm not mistaken, and I'm very excited about it because I really think this will be Smoker's time to shine. The deck's gonna be really phenomenal. It's getting two very good support cards, one of them that also really will make one of your worst meta matchups better, and the other one is also gonna work in a very interesting way into the current format. I'm gonna talk about both when I'm showing off the deck list. After that I'm going to be showing off some gameplay against some of what I expect to be the top meta decks as well, which is gonna be Bonney, Blue-Purple Luffy and Green-Purple Luffy, and see how Smoker does into that. Before I go into the video, I'm gonna do some shameless advertising for myself. I wrote a Red-Green Smoker guide on Metafy. You can check it out in the description down below if you're interested in that. Of course, it's not mandatory or anything to buy it, but it would support the channel. And if you are interested in really getting into the depth of how to play this deck, I do highly recommend checking it out, because I do expect Red-Green Smoke to be one of the top contenders going into the PRB02 format for the coming month, basically. But yeah, let's just dive into the deck list first. So, as you can see, I'm not playing the Perona package. I'm actually just going for Virgo and Kujaku. The reason for this is Kujaku got some really, a new searchable target that's very strong in Kobe, which you're going to be seeing in action as well in this video. And Virgo is just a staple, and I also really like that both these targets, they also both search for both Tashigi and Smoker, because they are Punk, Hazard / Navy types. So for the Punk Hazard engine, that's still pretty standard. It's the full place of Virgo, for Sanji, for Chopper, then for Tashigi, for Smoker. I'm on double Igloo for now, and then 3 of the new Trafalgar Law. So you could play 4 of this, but I think 3 is probably enough. I'm still playing around with some of the ratios, which I will talk about in a bit. And then for the Navy engine, we're on Kujaku, and Kujaku can also find Virgo Reg, which is very nice. Then 4 Kobe, 4 Tashigi, 4 Smoker, 1 Rosinante, and 3 X-Drake. And the reason the Rosinante is in there, because I want to keep the search count 20 basically for these for both these searchers, but that's why the one of Rosinante is in there. It could also potentially be the 4th X-Drake, but I do kind of like having the chum blocker being searchable. And then for the non-searchable pieces of the deck, we have this Bonney, just a nice +1, 3 Hody, 3 Mihawk, 4 Gum Gum Morgan, and 1 of the Deadman's Game. And Morgan is even better in the deck now than it was before because of this law. Because this law says, if you're not familiar with it, it says once per turn, if this character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may give this character -+2000 power during this turn instead. So it just is protected from removal by its own effect. And then it also says, when attacking, give up to one of your opponent's characters -+2000 power this turn. Which means that we can now, with Morgan, if we have law on the field, we can actually remove 9000 power creatures, which is very relevant if we're playing against something like Blue-Purple Luffy, which is very nice. And then the other new card from PRB that's in this deck is this Kobe, which is also just insane. It says if your leader is a Navy type, which we do, this character gains +1000 power, which means that alongside Smoker's leader effect, this is actually a 7k power character in your opponent's turn, so it's almost impossible to run over in the early game. And then, the best part of his effect is when attacking, KO up to one of your opponent's characters with 3000 base power or less. Then, if you have 6 or less cards in your hand, draw 1 card. So, extremely powerful, because it's just gonna generate extra advantage every turn. And then being able to KO a 3000 base power or less character every time it swings means that the Rayleigh matchup is improved a lot by adding this card in the deck, because it can get rid of Nami, Shakujaku, Buggy, and even the Sanji, because the Sanji has 3000 base power, right? So yeah, crazy cards. Then some ratios, I want to play 4 Hody. I think 3 Mihawk is actually perfectly fine. 4 of this is mandatory, I think. I also kind of want to squeeze in 3 Bonney somehow, but there's just no space. The one thing you could swap out, I think, is 4 Hody Jones instead of the Deadman's Game, but I do think sometimes being able to go both Hody Jones and Deadman's Game in the same turn is very strong. But yeah, that's it for the deck list. I say we just hop into the first game, which is going to be the Bonney game. Let's see. All right. So we lose the die roll. Our opponents opt to go second, which I'm not sure is correct actually. And I open Virgo here, and the option is basically, do we get like a second law or the Tashigi? And I think I opted to grab the Tashigi here, because we already have a law, and I don't really feel like we're gonna play a second law this turn. Or this game, I should say. We pick up another 2k, which is a little bit mediocre. He actually plays the Koshiko down here, which is... how do you say? I'm just gonna speed up the video like a little bit. Which doesn't seem that annoying at first, even though we do have the Morgan, but like when our opponent swings with something like Cavendish, we can just go Morgan, reduce the Cavendish, stun the Koshiro, and just run over the rested Cavendish. But then he also plays the Tashigi, and at this point it's become like a little bit annoying, because this turn we're probably gonna be playing the Kobe, right? And now because this Tashigi is on the field, that actually means that we won't be able to get rid of that Koshiro when we are swinging with the Kobe, because he can just like rest the Tashigi, and because we already have we only have like one additional attacking unit basically, which is our leader. He can just stun that with the leader ability, and then we can't run over the Tashigi either, which is like a little bit annoying. So pick up another Virgo. Our hand's just like a lot of 2Ks Virgo. Yeah, just like a really awkward position we're in right now. Okay, so I set up for like another turn by playing the law. Then what was this? Yeah, we're oh, I just opted not to attack. All right. Because there was no point in attacking, because I had more than 6 cards in hand. And then he goes Hodi here, stun my Don, but haha! I had no Iglo at all, so that's actually perfectly fine. He swings 6, I counter out. He swings 5, I counter out. Then the 8, I'm gonna... I mean, do I have to take? I don't think so, actually, because I have so many 2k. So yeah, I'll go 2k, 2k. And they actually do pick up the Igloo here. So now I can go Morgan, reduce the Cavendish, swing with Kobe, get rid of the Koshiro. I feel like that's probably the line that's gonna save the Koshiro with the Tashigi. Yeah, that seems fair. Yep, I mean, this seems like a pretty good line, and he rests the law. It's gonna make it harder for us to run over the Tashigi. And now we're gonna restand the Don. I would say I probably... Oh, I just think 6. 6 in... I actually think that's fine. I kind of think I was hoping he would counter out of this, because we're like in a little bit of a weird position. And now it's like he goes to 10, which means we kind of auto lose to Dofi if he has it. So we kind of have to hope he doesn't. We're not gonna die though this turn, because like our hand is pretty stacked. But we are like in a difficult position, because our opponent also has like 9 cards in hand. So he swings 5, I counter. Then I'm pretty sure I used the Igloo here. Yeah. Because I expect, because he has 10 on open, he's just gonna Dofi me. But then actually he plays Cavendish into Carrot, which might be even more annoying, because that means he's also gonna be able to rest one of our characters with his leader effect. And yeah, our hand is like not really playable, so I feel like we kind of just have to go for it. I mean, there is a chance that it's actually game, right? Because Bonney does play a lot of bricks, but I could also just like swing really big into Hobie. But I opt to just go test the water, swing 7 first, and then I can go, which he takes actually. So I'm like, okay, and now I can go like 8, 10. I'm pretty sure if I want to go to try to go for game. Or I can go 7, 11. By swinging with the Virgo, right? Because I don't really think there is a point in trying to prolong the game. I'm just checking like how many 2Ks does he have, and I think he only used 1. But again, like the Bonney deck, it does play a lot of bricks. And I think I'm gonna go, yeah, I'm just gonna try to go for, yeah, but he has 2k, 2k, so then it's like, okay. Now I just have to go 10 into Hody and hope he can't counter out of it, but he can, and then the game is just over, right? Because I guess there is like maybe a chance we win if we have Morgan in life. But then I feel like I probably should have taken this swing actually and just hope for the Morgan. And we find the Igloo, which is not perfect. But I don't think keeping Don open here was like realistic, especially since we already used 1 Igloo and we only played 2. So it's like, yeah, that's just gonna be the game against Bonney. A little bit of a rough game. Our head was also a little bit awkward, but that's fine. I think out of all the matchups I'm gonna be showing, Bonney is like the worst matchup. So yeah, here we are against, let's see, Blue Purple Luffy is the next game. I'm pretty sure we win the die when we up to go second. Spoilers. Yeah, win the die roll. Amazing hand, right? We already have access to the entire Tashigi Smoker combo. We also have Love as like a follow-up on the next turn, and then we have Virgo to potentially, if we really high roll, to find Sanji. And we also find Kobe here, which is very nice. And now we have the option to we have either a 2k or a Sanji, but we don't really want to search for like defensive cards. We really just want to search like aggro cards, and Sanji's gonna help us with that, right? And the Sanji will enable us to go like 6. Like I could also go play Sanji, give it done to it, then swing 7 with leader, but that way we lose kind of to a trigger from life, which we don't like. And now we can just keep on pressuring him. Swing 6 again. Then we can just establish Smoker into Tashigi, which is like the bread and butter combo of the deck, right? He's gonna swing 6 here, which I assume I'm going to counter. Then he goes God Threat on Tashigi. Yeah, that's very reasonable. I actually find another Smoker here, so very, very strong. We could potentially, like, there's like a couple of lines we could go, but I do think establishing the second Smoker is pretty strong. Actually, up to swing 9 here, because that means like if he uses Gum Gum Giant, then he's just set back in his Dawn, and then if he uses Gear Second, he'll have to use 2 cards, but he does have the Bagua here, so that is what it is. And here we just establish, like I said, the second Smoker and play out Tashigi. So now we have 2 Smokers on the field, very, very powerful. He finds Giant. It could be worth it to, on the previous turn, have established Law instead. Because then this turn we could have like swung Law, go Morgan, establish Smoker. But this way, like the way I did it, it's like a little bit more aggro, because it's really gonna incentivize him to counter out of the Smoker attacks, right? So yeah, I go swing another 8. He counters, that's fine, and then hopefully he just takes a 6 anyway, so now he used like 2 cards to counter out of, to protect life instead of 1, which is like one of the very strong points about this deck, and the banish ability from the 5-cost Smoker. So he's gonna run into my Smoker, and I'm actually just gonna defend it, because I really want to keep up the aggro in this matchup. He swings 6, which I have to take. Establish Nami here, which is very, very powerful, because it's gonna allow him to reshape his hand. We find Morgan, and now, yeah, I'm just gonna try to, apply a lot of pressure, and then if I can't actually close out the game, this is so good, right? This is actually insane. Just getting the draw every time. If I can't close out the game, or if it feels like I can't close out the game, because he does have 4 open done, then I can just go, like I talked about in the intro of the video, go Law, give -2000 to the Mihawk, and then just get rid of that with the Morgan. So the Morgan previously was really like not so good, I feel, in this matchup. Even though like it got a little bit better because they are playing Rosinante now. And now it's like, okay, I still have 1 done. I can give myself a Smoker ability. And like, okay, if I find 2k with the Peacock, then I'm probably safe from like the Rush Luffy next turn. So I think I go like Kujaku. In hindsight, I should have played the Kujaku first, actually, because I could have used the Kujaku boost anyway to boost my Smoker, which would have been like a little bit better. But yeah, if I find a 2k with the Kujaku, then I'm pretty sure it's impossible for my opponent to kill me with the Rush Luffy. And I do find like I do find a 2k here, and now I can just go Morgan, get rid of the Mihawk, and now it's just like it's gonna be a game for sure next turn, right? Unless his hand is like, I don't know. I guess if he finds like another Nami and then like a bunch of counter events, then maybe we're still in a bad spot, but it does seem unlikely. So he does pick up Nami here actually. Swing 7 into leader. I just counter out of it. He plays the Nami. Oh, right. And I pick up the Mihawk. I remember. Draw a card, finds another Mihawk. But the thing is, now I don't even have to try to go for game because I can just establish both Mihawk and Bonney, and then it's just literally impossible for him to close out the game. And then really next turn, I should be able to close out the game, I feel. And yeah, he just admits defeat to this, which is very reasonable, right? So yeah, pretty convincing victory for Smoker there. Let's hop to the next next gameplay portion, which is gonna be red green Luffy. I don't think that's a deck. Actually, it is. In OP01 we got red green Luffy, but I mean, of course, green purple Luffy, which I also expect is gonna be one of the best decks in the upcoming format, and has historically been like a good matchup for Smoker, and I don't expect it will be much different. So I win the Dara up to go second. Again, we have like a really good hand. We don't have Mole Pistol, which is very strong in this matchup, but that's actually fine, because I mean, it's not fine, I suppose, but our hand is like so good, we can't really afford to be very greedy and mulligan for the Morgan, right? So he swings 5 here, which I counter out of with a 2k. And we have the Kobe for the next turn, which is just so good. Plays another Searcher. Having a little conversation with the opponent here about the Smoker deck. This Kobe card is, you're gonna see it's gonna put in so much work in this game. So he finds Sanji Pudding. So he also definitely doesn't have a bad hand, and you should always expect Green Purple Luffy to find Sanji Pudding in the PRB02 format, because they play like infinite of that. Establish Smoker. Now I can do like a bunch of things. I could go like Kujaku boost Kobe, swing 6, which I opt to do. You just get another card, right? And then I think I'm just gonna like open up all my Don and play out another Kobe. Like in this matchup, there's no reason to establish Tashigi, but establishing double Kobe is just absolutely nuts, because it's gonna be able to draw me 2 cards every turn if I manage to protect it. Uses leader ability. He swings 9 into the Kobe, and I'm just gonna up to defend this. And if he swings another 9, that means he keeps no Dawn open, and I can actually just be super greedy and try to go for game. But I didn't think he would, so as you can see here, he doesn't. So I go Mihawk. And then it's like, okay, now I have to think, do I want to attack into the Sanji Pudding or do I want to attack into the leader? But it's gonna be so expensive to attack into the Sanji Pudding, so I up to just start swinging at the leader instead. This is crazy, right? Just draw 2 more cards, like, insane. I'm just really, like, pressuring him here. And then I'm like, oh, I actually forgot to open up the Dawn. Swing 9, uses Bagua, which is a shame, because it does mean he get, like, another Dawn. But we keep 2 Dawn open. We have the Mihawk. I don't really see us dying here. I mean, we could, right? If he goes, like, actually, no. I guess if he goes Hody, then we could die. But if he just has Deadman's Game, then we don't. He swings 7, I take it. The worst thing basically that can happen here, I feel, is what's this card called? It's a very annoying one. Electrical Luna. Like, that card is a nightmare in this game state. And he does have it, actually. He goes leader ability. Swing 8. Yeah, I just go play Meow, give 1k. I think it should probably be LOL. Did I discard? Yeah. I actually keeps 4 Dawn open, which is kind of wild. So my line here is just play Smoker. Set all my Dawn active, and I'm just gonna swing like enormous into the Sanji Pudding. Because like in this matchup, actually, if they use the Gum Gum Giant, they actually lose Dawn, right? And he actually has to burn double Gum Gum Giant here because I did all the mini swings last turn. So he actually just goes back to 3 Dawn, which means he's going to 5 Dawn on his next turn, which, I mean, it's not a lot, right? It's gonna be very, very hard for him to close out the game. So he sinks 7 here. I take it. Because then it's like 2k, 2k, 1k. And I have a blocker as well. Curious what this line here is gonna be, to be honest. Yeah, because I don't really see like what he wants to go for. Like if he has like another electrical Luna, we probably lose. That's I mean, okay, so just rest my characters. Yeah, now he just goes for game, I assume. Because, I mean, if he goes like this, I would assume he has no Luna. So I take this one. Because I know I can just easily... I just want him to use all his Dawn to attack, right? So I just go 2k, 2k. And that's going to be the game. Because his hand is... oh, it's actually double 2k. But, I mean, double 2k is not going to be enough to get him out of this spot, right? So, yeah. I think pretty convincing video for Smoker. Once again, check out my guide if you're interested in stuff like that. Let me know what you think about the Smoker deck. Is like the Kujaku version of the deck the best version? Or is it still Perona? Is it something with all of the searchers? Which is also something I think is pretty interesting. Subscribe if you do enjoy content like this. I'm also going to be doing a tier list where I go like more in depth about how I think Smoker fits into the meta. Probably with a guest this weekend. Yeah, if you subscribe, I'll see you in the next one.